Hey everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, Hidden Figures takes the #1 slot again. La La Land, look at that. It had a nice rise to the charts. We're going to talk about all that and much more next.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Look at us getting in that little dainty little song. It's such a dainty little song.
You know what? I think I've heard it on something else now. I saw some ad, and I'm like, they stole our song.
How
it's like, who
dare
are we?
they? Yes.
It's like our identities
but
have
it was a
been
travel
taken.
ad, so.
Did they at least in the bottom left have just like?
Thank you, Box Office Breakdown.
Yeah.
No,
Courtesy
they
of
did
Box
not.
Office
That's right.
Breakdown.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it gave our Twitter handles too.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
That would've been
Go
perfect.
find them.
Welcome everybody to Box Office Breakdown. Of course, this is the show that looks back at the box office that was, and then we nah.
Also,
No,
let's do
no.
it. Let's do it. Ready? You say the first syllable, and then we'll get from there.
All right,
Nah.
Sticate.
We prognosticate
What's up,
about the box
guys?
office to come. We're doing it, guys. A lot of bits up here at the top of the show.
Yes.
I'm one of your
Full of
hosts.
them.
That's right. I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie.
Hey guys, my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane.
Hi, I'm Quinn Scillian. You can find me on Twitter at Quinn Scillian.
And as always, folks, like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, hop on the chat.
We ask you for so little.
That's it. We
Right?
just a simple 5 stars.
Yeah.
A simple like.
5.
Yes, we've got the chat up and running, so we love having you folks interact with us during the course of the show. And we've got Neil in the booth.
Woo-woo.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Look at that. I just want to hear those dulcet tones.
The
of
eye
Neil.
in the sky.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I was
I'm
going to say,
excited.
my eyes aren't so great. Can you make that a little bigger for our chat room to see? Please? Thank you.
And then also
It's on the
read
other
them
side
in-
of the room,
Yeah.
guys, just so you know. So that I'm not looking down at my phone.
Neil, just read them into our ears in real time.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Whisper sweet nothing.
That's right. So, folks, we'll, of course, we do the box office bet. As always, we like to bet on a film that and see who got closest to the box office. We did the bet on Sleepless last week for that film came out with Jamie Foxx, Michelle Monaghan. We would talk
Did
about it in the course.
fantastic, right?
Well, you know,
They're pretty good. I think we should give ourselves a little pat on the back. We all had pretty good guesses last week.
I
Yeah,
was sweating it, given considered like the reactions from the chat saying like I went with 9. People were like, whoa, and what are you thinking?
Yeah.
And I was worried. I thought Carrie was on the mark with her lower thing.
Said like
lower
5
count.
or 6, I think.
But
I won, so let's just like call it what it is. Okay,
Yeah,
I
that's
won
right.
the bet last week, so whatever. I'm the best.
Sleepless could not make the top 5, but it did do $8.46 million. So Quinn wins. I come in, a nice close second. Kari Lane, I'm so sorry. But it's a remake of a French film, so you should enjoy that.
I'll
Can
go
you
watch the
choose to go
French
see
one.
like Sleepless in Seattle instead? Because that's classic.
That's right. So with that, though, we were going to jump right into our top 5 films for the week. And boy, this is just, the Golden Globes, of course, happened last weekend. So I
Yes,
think
they
really
did.
propelled, as we
Oh,
thought,
yeah.
talked about a lot of interest in the box office. And that definitely was the case this week. Number 1, again, I know when we did the story last week, I had put out the box office results before the finals were in. So it looked really close between Rogue One and Hidden Figures. And so I had it 1 or 2. Find out by the end of the week, as Carrie pointed out, though, that Hidden Figures had gotten enough to bump it up over Rogue One. It took the weekend.
Figures.
Look at that. So
Little
it is,
engine that could.
and it could again a second week. Back at the top again from Fox with another $20.45 million in the box office.
Very nice.
And I still have not seen it, and I've been wanting to go check it out.
I also haven't seen it yet. I just feel like this is like, even though it looks really good, I want to rent it. I can't help it. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, I want to
I
watch
wanna
it
see
at
it too.
home.
Why?
But I don't necessarily need to. Okay, because it falls into that category of like most theater movies. I want action or just something that like dramas and comedies fine on the small screen at home.
Yeah.
You know, everything
the-
else I like.
The spectacle, you want it kind of
Yes.
big.
I'm
I
not
understand.
rushing to the theater, even though I am intrigued. Can't explain it.
Yeah.
But then, if say you have something like Oklahoma, Lawrence of Arabia, shot in the huge,
Oh, yeah,
wide
that's
spectrum.
true.
CinemaScope.
Yeah. Do you want for that I mean, you certainly can watch it at home, but
I
you feel
remember
like part of the
watching
experience.
Oklahoma at home, so
And then, it's like, still great.
still loved it as a kid. You
Still
know?
sang the songs.
Seven Brides, Seven Brothers. That whole time period. Oh yeah, I was watching all those. Like me, my musicals. Woo!
So I think they did set up. I think it is one of the screening options if you're a SAG member that you can, SAG
Go see
member.
Hidden Figures.
Yeah, you can see Hidden Figures, whether it be streaming or so you can see it somehow. So
Wait, if I have a SAG card,
yes,
which I do,
there you go.
I can see it on. I can just like go to a website and type in my info.
Why don't you check out your little SAG? They should send you information, emailed you something about how to watch
Cool.
the SAG
Oh, done and
nominated
done.
films.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
There you go, guys. We're just hot SAG members here.
Yeah.
We're talking all about banging on the breakdown.
We don't mean to toot our own horn, but
we're gonna get in our limos
Hey,
after
come
the
on,
show.
we're like supposed to represent Los Angeles. Come on.
Oh yeah, sure. There you
Yeah,
go.
because that's what everybody in LA is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember the
Really.
opening from the Golden
Globes?
Globes? That's our live.
That's right. They actually filmed that over at Universal Studios.
I saw. I could see the
Yes.
costume.
Yeah,
the costume
the Edith Head
building.
building right there.
Like I know where that is.
And I was there one of the days that they were filming it, but outside taking a tour around. And it was interesting to see, like, folks just right on the other side of those hedges were just gas pumps.
Yeah.
That's it. Just gas pumps and a big parking lot and then a big costume and wardrobe and prop building. So
Movie magic for you.
Movie magic.
look at
Yes.
that, guys. Coming in at number 2, another film that did incredibly well over at the Golden Globes. That was La La Land. Look at that.
I think with La La Land, it burned so bright so fast. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of Oscars for it.
You don't think so?
No, I think people are gonna get. I think people are gonna get sick of it. I don't know if it's gonna do so well.
You think it's going to turn it? Yeah, it's almost like too much love, and now people got to start turning against it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm really curious to see how that does.
Do you see something else that maybe like something that's like a little slow burn right now and it's going to start
Yeah,
rising?
maybe some of the smaller ones. Like I think Moonlight's going to do really well. I think Lion is going to do really well. Kind of some of the the ones that are still kind of gathering. I think Manchester by the Sea is going to do really well. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see the ones that start kind of like gathering speed here in the next month or so before.
I'll be curious about like Manchester by the Sea because the people I've talked to, it's kind of split where it's like some people like it. I don't know if I haven't talked to anybody that's absolutely
How
loved it.
did you feel about it?
I still haven't watched it yet because I keep feeling like
Manchester by the Sea?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Too many of my friends
have
that
seen
I
it.
do kind
Did you
of
like
value
it?
their opinions have said like they've wasted like 2.5 hours that they're never going to get back.
I gotta tell you, it's a really slow movie. I mean, it's long and it's sad, but it was really, really good. I mean, listen, am I gonna go see it again? It might be a one-time watch, but I'm really enjoyed the one time I watched it. But you gotta know what you're getting in for. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a little bit of a downer.
Okay.
But I mean, like Casey Affleck with all of his, things that he's got going on, in terms of allegations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hesitant to really want to like be really excited about his performance, but he did a good job.
How many times did you cry during the course of that?
None.
None?
But it is sad. I mean, I didn't like weep, but it's a downer for sure.
All right. Well, and you haven't seen it, have you, Kari?
Nope.
Nope. All right.
I've been mainly. That means I gotta like get dressed to go to the theaters and stuff. I can't go in my pajamas.
You can go sweats.
That's true. I have gone to the movie theater in my pajamas. No, I've
when
been
you say
watching
dress, I'm
lots.
imagining like getting your finest gown on. And
No,
like,
no. But that is for the theater, which I have done dressed up to go into the movie theater. What?
Andrew Curtis says, saw Manchester by the Sea. Great film that I have no urge to watch again so soon. Very good, just sad. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm on the exact same wavelength as you.
Oh,
Andrew.
well then Serenity, though, says La La Land is going to win big at the Oscars. It's kind of movie people love. Oh,
I don't know, Serenity. I think we've seen like the big love for that. I don't know if it's gonna have that much. It's not gonna be as exciting, I think, in a month or so. We'll see. I liked La La Land. Listen, I loved it. Had a blast watching it. I would totally watch it again. I wouldn't mind if it picked up an Oscar or two. I just don't think it will. We'll see.
how much does rewatchability factor into your overall?
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
It is so important to me.
like how much you like a movie?
Or how good a movie is? If it does it have because you said Manchester by the Sea, good, but you'd only probably watch it once.
I mean, how good it is, and how much and how my personal feelings for it. Because I can watch something and know, kind of objectively, oh, that's a really good film, but that doesn't necessarily mean that whatever sense I have about it is going to bring me back to it. So I think I really like movies that are bad movies. I mean, it just really depends.
I would go with both because there are plenty of films that it was great, but I was good once. Like Virgin Suicides, I really like that. I don't need to see it again. Requiem for a Dream, excellent movie. I don't necessarily need to watch it again.
I feel that way about all the Stanley Kubrick movies too.
There's a lot of movies that, I enjoyed the one time. I don't know if I necessarily need to see it again.
I just finally watched.
Someone just mentioned Spotlight. I actually finally just got around to seeing that movie. I really liked it. I'm not going to watch it again. But personal films, I'm like, oh yeah, I got a bunch of movies that I'll watch over and over again.
I just watched Scarface for the first time.
I still haven't seen it.
How was it?
I hated it. I hated it. It was so bad. I like had to force myself to sit through that movie. I like do not get it. I don't get it. Whatever.
I finally the other one too that Richie was saying I had to see was Olympus Has Fallen.
Oh yeah.
Finally saw that. I didn't like it at all, actually.
No? Okay,
I was
interesting.
so frustrated because, like, I think it was bad. I forget who our engineer was, but they were like, yeah, it's kind of a Die Hard, but at the White House. Horrible comparison, because then I'm thinking of Die Hard, and I'm like, no, bad idea. Don't say that. The problem with it I didn't like is, like, all the Secret Service fail so miserably, and this one guy is so amazing.
Oh, so they're
right.
like the red shirts or they're stormtroopers, basically.
Oh, they were just so bad. Like, I would have been happier if, like, they had done well and it just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
But it just felt like they're all incompetent?
Just
really?
this one guy.
Oh, just
You know,
no.
I think the biggest problem for you, Carrie, is you didn't see it in the movie theater. You didn't have the spectacle. I think
Oh, that was a
would've
while
won you
ago.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we forgot to do again, guys?
We forgot
you guys
to do our
make it
top five.
Well, somebody said Deadpool.
Oh, wait, I totally
and-
forgot too. Wait, what were we doing?
That's right,
again?
we
Top
forgot.
five
Our
what?
top 5 of 2016.
Oh, shoot. I really have to look at like a list.
No, I do too. I have to go through and be like,
I
what
can't
did
just
I
like
watch
I
for
can't
the
just
year?
like go back and be like, oh yeah, those. Like I have to like look at a comprehensive list and then really decide.
Yes.
This is going to become our
And
new
I gotta
running
have
bit.
like 3 honorary like what is the word?
Well, I'll have to. Oh, we
Yeah.
should have some honorable mentions.
Honorable
too.
mentions.
Okay, we need to like tweet each other, message
Yes.
each other for next week. We need our top 5.
Yeah.
This is going to be the new running bit for 2017 in Box Office Breakdown.
Actually,
Every week we're
you
going
guys
to
in the comment section, let's see your guys is also
Top 5 for 2016.
That'll remind us to do it. 'Cause
Yes.
I'm really curious what you guys have to say also.
And I would love it if we don't actually do this until like the last show in December for
Yeah.
2017. We do
Yeah.
our top 5 for 2016.
No, I think I thought about it, then I forgot.
So did I. I thought about it once this weekend too. I was like, oh, I got to do that. And then it fell out
It's
of my
also
head.
kind of confusing because the Oscars happen in February, and so you're thinking about those movies, but actually all those came out in 2015. It's very complicated.
I have a written planner, and I actually write down every movie I watch. So I'm like, I need to go back and just look at that. Yes, I'm kind of weird.
No, hey.
And then yes, I want to see Scarface, so that I could join this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, I haven't seen
All
it
right.
either. Yeah, let's see.
Coming in at number 3 in our box office there, Sing from Universal
Family
and
film,
Illumination
man.
Entertainment, $13.8 million.
Fine family fun.
But still, I have zero desire to see this film.
I keep
know.
getting confused with Trolls because Trolls were singing. I don't know.
I don't really care. I'd maybe have it later, but meh.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yep.
You know, some kid movies, even non-Pixar movies are exciting to go see. I almost feel like Pixar doesn't even like necessarily qualify as being like a kid movie.
I do
but
wanna-
like I do feel like, you know, some of these is just like I can totally live the rest of my life and never see Sing.
Yeah, it's it would definitely have to come into my home and tie me up on my couch.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
like, say,
And peel your eyelids open.
Clockwork Orange my eyes.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Like, all right,
And
we're
you're gonna
watching
watch
this.
Sing and you're gonna hate it.
Well, kid one that like I was like, well, it didn't make the top 5, obviously, but I do want to see Monster Trucks.
We talked about this last week. Yeah, people have said that. Yeah, like it's just
Well, I
it's
know
good.
it looks
I know.
like a fun family, and like if you have an inner child, I'm like, yes, I want to see that one.
I have to. If somebody said choose between Sing or Monster Trucks, I would choose Monster Trucks. of
Interesting.
course.
Alvin says he doesn't generally rewatch movies since since he has a very good memory.
Well, that's
That's
true.
not why it's not like, oh, I forgot it, I have to rewatch it. It's not why you rewatch movies.
I almost don't like to rewatch movies because I have so little time to watch so many other movies.
Oh, I love a good rewatch.
But
I think rewatching movies. Here's a thing. I think.
Yes.
I think when you're feeling stressed out or you're feeling anxious, there's something about rewatching a movie that you've already seen.
Like comfort food.
Yeah, because you know how it ends, so you're not feeling the anticipation.
Okay.
You know, you're just kind of like letting it play out, and you're kind of just enjoying things. And I think that there's something about like when you're really stressed, it's nice to go back to something from the same reason why we listen to the same music over and over again. It's nice to go back to something familiar.
now, will you watch it straight through, or will you just jump to a part that you really like and pick it up from there? Like, oh, I really like
you know,
this.
it really depends because like I think that for the most part, stop. I'll watch it, and then like sometimes like I'll go to watch a movie, and then it'll be like continue watching because I had like stopped it, and I'm like sure, yeah, I'll just start wherever I left off last time. Why not?
I like putting it on like while I'm cleaning, doing dishes, or doing craft stuff where
So,
I'm not
yeah.
like sitting and watching, but it's
totally
in the
doing
background.
work on your computer or whatever.
Like, yeah.
Totally.
And then you can kind of look up, oh, this is a part I know I really like.
Yeah.
I'll watch this. Okay, now back down to what
I
I was
don't know
doing.
why I can watch Titanic. Like I could probably watch it like 3 times in a day. I just don't know what it is about
In
that
a
movie.
day?
Really?
I mean, like I could just like. I mean, I'm obviously exaggerating, but like there's something about that movie where like there's no limit to how many times I can watch it.
know
It's
I've
just
seen
so
it.
comforting.
I watched it like 3 times when it came out, but I don't think I've watched it much since then.
So you would do something like on Christmas Day when they play Christmas Story consecutively for 24 hours.
Oh,
you
and
would
we
do that with
do
Titanic?
that also with Christmas Story. That
I'd
is
actually
a
never
big thing
seen
in
that
my
movie
family.
until a few years ago.
And now you're like, nah,
I
whatever.
feel like
I've
you're
never-
either a Christmas Story person or you're a National Lampoon Family Vacation person.
I haven't seen that either.
So you're neither.
I was like, no.
You strike me as a National Lampoon kind of guy.
Guys, I haven't seen that in the longest time either.
No?
Yeah.
See,
All right.
Christmas movies are movies we all watch a bunch too, but you only watch it once a year.
I watch
Yeah.
I watch It's a Wonderful Life and I cry every year.
Really?
Every single year. I can't help it. It's like hot tears just streaming down my face.
Wow.
Me too. I'm
Yeah,
the
you
same
too?
way.
Really?
Every
Neil.
Christmas Eve, me and my dad watch
That's me
It's
too.
a Wonderful Life.
then
And
it's-
when I first started, when I was young, like he wanted all the kids to watch it.
Okay.
And then like I was the only one that stuck around. And then each year I just kept watching it with him. And now I'm at the point where I'm crying so much the whole time.
I can't help
Would
it.
you say though it's a connection
George
though
Bailey,
with you
which
and
thing
your
too?
dad too, because it's a moment, a thing you guys share together?
yeah, but
Oh, totally.
I think anything
Okay.
anything with Jimmy Stewart, if you watch it 100 times, you're just gonna start crying because he's just so good.
I like to imagine
Okay.
you and your dad are not even watching the film. You're just looking at each other's eyes while the film plays and just watching, see who cries first.
I'm seeing a lot of love
That's
for the
exactly
nice
it.
guys on the chat. Everyone keeps talking about the nice guys being in their top 5. That I really don't get.
Really, I bought it and I still have not had a chance to watch it.
I thought
yet.
it was like I thought it was like an interesting
oh, I didn't
movie.
watch that one. Yeah.
I liked it fine, but it felt like it dragged and dragged and dragged. I was gonna finish it before bed, and I was like, I'm sure there's like only like 15, 20 minutes left. There was like an hour left of this movie, and I was like, what on earth?
So that is not your flavor of Ryan Gosling. La La Land Ryan Gosling is right in your wheelhouse.
I think that there's like maybe like Crazy Stupid Love is my flavor of Ryan
Oh,
Gosling.
I did like that one.
I don't know.
That was a good one.
I'll have to go in and check.
All right.
Maybe it's just like the Mouseketeers.
The Musketeers, Ryan Gosling. That's it. That's all I love. Number 4 at the box office, a film that was dominating the majority of December, but now has come down to number 4, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Another $13.759 million.
Killing it.
Still pretty good after being out for so long.
Yeah.
And rounding it out for our top 5, the horror film that came out this week, or last week, The Bye-Bye Man. $13.378 million.
I think we did think it was going to do okay because horror movies always do well. So
Yeah, I really underestimated La La Land's jump. I thought
Oh,
I thought it'd be
yeah.
hovering at the top, the bottom of the
number
top 5.
5, yeah.
I
Yeah.
did not think it was going to spring up to number 2.
Yes.
That's impressive.
I think it's gonna be interesting this week to see what happens because we're gonna have 2 kind of horror thriller kind of things in the box office. It'll be interesting to see what happens with those numbers.
What a nice little segue there, Quinn. We, as always, do the box office bet. I have a little frog in my throat. So clamped by talking about this.
yes.
Ryan Gosling.
Overclamped.
Underclamped? I don't know.
Well,
Clamped or just clamped? Am I just clamped?
I don't even know if either of those are words.
I don't know. Are they words? Verklempt. It's verklempt. No?
Yeah.
What are we talking about, guys?
It means overwhelmed.
That's right.
Verklempt means
Sure.
overwhelmed.
Whew, I did it. So we have 4 movies in consideration for the box office bet. One is The Founder with Michael Keaton, doing the whole Ray Kroc McDonald story. The other one is The Resurrection of Gavin Stone. That's
Did you even have to say that one out loud? Now they
No.
know that it's coming out.
Well, let's just do The Founder. Split. Oh, with James McAvoy.
Yeah.
And M. Night Shyamalan. And then my personal favorite for this week, XXX, The Return of Xander Cage. So excited. So those, we're just going to make that the 3 films this week that we're going to be vying on. We're going to be doing The Founder, Split, and XXX, The Return of Xander Cage. And that's it.
You're skipping one.
Yeah, I'm skipping
No,
one.
we've never heard of that
yeah,
other one.
I did a little editorial zigzag. So,
Yeah.
The Founder, Split, Triple X
Because guess
returns
what?
Andy
We can do
Cage.
whatever I want. No rules.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right. Just right. Right here
rules.
on Box Office Breakdown. So those are the 3 films that we'll be vying on. So start thinking about what you'd like us to bet on. Start chiming away in the chat. Albin, I'm going to reach out to you because I know you've got a great memory, as you so boasted there on the chat for just a few moments ago. As always, keep a tab of what the count is for this. But while we're doing that, we'll just touch base with the international numbers here. Rogue One, Star Wars story, is nearing the 1 billion mark worldwide, everybody. With an estimated total through Sunday, and actually $980 million, 983.4 if they include the domestic Monday projection.
Oh yeah, they did horrible.
Yeah, that's right. So far, the Rebel Alliance and international box office has made 481.1. While the domestic will cross 500 million on Monday, and they actually get another $21.9 million overseas this weekend as well. Passengers from Sony booked 32.5 million this weekend overseas.
Did you guys see Passengers?
Still have now.
No.
I feel like that's definitely gonna be one I'll wait till it comes to me in my house.
I've been seeing a crazy amount of advertising for it on my Instagram and on my Twitter and stuff like that, like on my sponsored things that I'll kind of swipe by. I'm wondering what's going on.
I don't know. I felt like I was so excited when I saw the initial trailers, and then when I heard about the twist of it, or not even like a twist, but sort of like the kind of reveal between
You
Chris
heard about
Pratt
it
and
already?
Jennifer Lawrence's relationship was, or at least how it starts. That I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm that excited
Tell
to
me
see
after.
it.
Say that like actually Jennifer Lawrence's like kind of like interview stuff, you know, her press for is actually like kind of making me not want to go see it, which is never
Well,
really.
both of them I heard
I've
were
never really
bad,
been like that.
not excited about it. Yeah.
But yeah, like I heard that like it was just kind of like it was a little rough, and I don't know why, but it's actually kind of influencing how much I want to see the movie.
Does that usually influence it either way?
No, never. I
So-
never really think about.
Their interview, no, because I generally don't even see it.
For the most part, if I do see an interview,
Maybe.
it would get me excited, I guess. But I've never had it ever be the opposite way, where
it's kinda turned you off.
Yeah, where they turned me off from it, which is interesting.
Well, it's internationally though, it's doing great. It's going to be coming up close to $150 million overseas, and we've also got Assassin's Creed got another $23.1 million this weekend for $132.4 million to date overseas. I don't know if that's enough for it to warrant any sort of sequel.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I know Mark in the
See,
one of our
yeah, there
engineers
you
here
go.
loves it, but I don't know.
Comic book movies seem to just. I mean, sorry, not comic book. Video game movies just seem to never quite do so well. But I know I've seen them and still enjoyed them, even though they're like bad.
Yeah, I think it's one of those like when it, like if you
I'll
didn't
see
see it.
those. I like those.
If you didn't see it until it came to your house, like once it's been out of like the public eye for a little bit, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually better than I thought it was.
Maybe.
With your low expectations, you're like, oh, this is still fun.
Yeah.
Then also finally, Sing from Illumination and Universal is going to be passing $400 billion globally on Monday. And Moana has become the #1 2016 release in France and lifted the international box office above $250 million. And the one that we're all excited about that's going to be coming out later this year for us, The Great Wall, is this close to $200 million overseas. And La La Land just has danced past $50 million offshore with $132 million worldwide to date. Well, look at that. So before we do our predictions for the top 5 next week, we always like to do a look back on one actor that's going to be in one of the upcoming films this week. And, I was like, oh, well, we got Vin Diesel. We should do that. But I kind of shied away from a lot of those because it was just such franchise film after franchise film after franchise film. So no fun in doing that. But I thought like, oh, let's look at somebody that didn't have quite as many franchises to his name, Michael Keaton.
Just the one.
Yeah, just the one. And still, did really well. But as we look back at the Michael Keaton top 5 opening box office films, start off with number 5. It was RoboCop from 2014.
The reboot.
Yeah, did you guys see that?
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
I saw it. I was like,
I like the 80s one. I watched that one before I think I went and saw it.
Yeah, I felt like that was much more enjoyable to watch. I don't know. I mean, because it's also with Joel
Yeah.
McKinnon.
I forget why. It's one of those, obviously, it didn't stand out enough that I remember. But I remember I enjoyed it enough.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you, like, what it was about.
We're being pretty harsh on J Law. Listen, I think she's very, very talented. I definitely think that, I don't know necessarily know if I like her that much in all of the
X-Men?
The movies where she's playing someone like 30 when actually she's like not that old. What's
like
his
that,
name?
Joy?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't want to hate on her too much because
Or,
I think that she's very, very talented, and I think that she deserves a lot of the recognition that she's had. So let's not bully Jennifer
What's his name?
Lawrence.
The guy that she's in.
Silver Lion Playbook.
Yes, and
What is
then
his name?
David
yes,
O. Russell.
David
David
O.
O.
Russell.
thank
That
you.
was it. Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Look at that. See, Neil, look at you killing
I
it.
just
Like I
wanted,
knew you would.
I just wanted to give a little credit where credit was due. I
All right.
don't
Well,
want to jump on a
it's-
hate train here.
I mean, it happens a lot though when someone's hot. They're going to be in a bunch of movies. So, I mean, you're either going to like them or you're not.
yeah.
So it's one of those like, oh, you did successful in this movie, come do this one. You make money, come do our movie. It just happens.
Well,
And she was a good Katniss, I bet.
She got a lot of notoriety from her breakout film,
Winter's Bone.
Winter's
Yeah,
Bone,
yep,
which she was
exactly.
fantastic.
She was great in.
Yeah.
That movie is awesome.
That movie was fantastic, and she was fantastic in it. But
Yep.
you know, like, I would agree. Like the David O. Russell roles of hers sort of are sometimes falling flat, which I think is where people are becoming disenfranchised with her.
Yeah, probably. And I thought she was totally fine in the X-Men movies. I didn't have any problem with that.
Yeah, people are all bitching about that. I'm like, no, she was fine.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
This last X-Men film didn't do anybody any favors. It was kind of a rough watch. Coming in number 4 for Michael Keaton, White Noise from Universal back in 2005 did $24.1 million its
I
opening
never
weekend.
saw that one.
I saw that one was alright. It was kind of basically one of those like paranormal films
Yeah.
where you could listen,
Yeah,
you could listen to
hear
white
the
noise
other
and hear,
Uh-huh.
hear.
Yep.
I
never saw that.
It was alright. Then we had number 3 on his The Other Guys. Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg. Came out in 2010. $35.5 million. That was fine.
No.
You don't like
I
it?
was like,
You don't like the opening scene where The Rock's in there and you see what happens to him and his partner?
yeah, no.
No?
That's not my kind
The
of comedy.
other guys? I don't think I know this one.
Just a bad, goofy comedy.
Yeah, they were cops.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell was more the straight-laced cop. Mark Wahlberg was a more, like the
Yep.
play by his own rules kind of cop. And then you just see what happens when they get partnered up together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quinn's very excited. She's just
Sorry,
reading that chat.
the chat is popping off, and
Chat-
I am invested.
Coming in number 2 for Michael Keaton. Of course, we're talking about franchises, as Quinn mentioned. He's got one to his name, and this was it. Batman, back in '89, the original. Man, look at that, '89, $40.4
You
million.
guys like a Michael Keaton Batman?
Looking back, I think I mean, of
As
course,
I recall.
As I recall.
yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched them a long time, but I liked all the old Batman movies. But I
What
did
are-
see them when I was young, so I was like, yay, these are cool.
And I think that really sparked a lot of fan debate because Michael Keaton, known for being a comedian, all of a sudden now has this more of a dramatic superhero role. I'm like, wait a second, what's
I kinda
Mr.
feel like
Mom
that was the
doing?
Batman that I kind of was my first Batman. So I guess that kind of makes sense that it would be like, oh yeah.
Well,
was great.
I just watched Birdman, and I like how they reference. It's kind of a parallel to how he did Batman, and they have other references to his career. And I was like, that's actually kind of funny.
I really love
Inner
Birdman.
I didn't love it, but I appreciate it.
I want to go back and rewatch that. When he's walking through Times Square in his underwear. It's so much fun.
Yeah, that movie is definitely not. I think everybody. Did you ever see Birdman?
I did not.
I literally just watched it yesterday. The fact that they did it in nearly. I mean, it looks like one take. There are edits. There's very few.
No, of course.
But I appreciate and applaud that as like a filmmaker and appreciating actors and like just how that dance has to be perfect and like how long a scene is with people and you can't mess it up and you're just like, oh my gosh. But and then like just how they looking at the world of actors and like that's cool.
yeah.
But it is kind of like what's really going on kind of a movie, and it has a little bit of magical realism, so you can't take it too seriously. So I mean, it's cool, but I'll let you know it's weird if you never got around to it.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit like you suspendy the disbelief or
Yeah,
whatever.
little
But
bit.
as a whole, I think I
was
think it told
interesting.
a really interesting story, and I thought that there was like kind of like this weird kind of underbelly facet of the career that it kind of
Yes.
touched on. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. I remember it's like as a kid, like being so excited for Batman. It's like, oh my gosh, just like the old Adam West show I've seen before growing up, and all of a sudden it's Batman. And then when that Prince moment comes up, where they do the whole song in the art gallery with the bat dance.
I don't think I remember that.
Yeah, it's not the bat
so
dance,
good?
but that's
Blocked it out.
Not there's some parts in there, but I mean, I feel like in retrospect, Michael Keaton probably one of my favorite Batman.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Give him some props.
Yeah,
It's been
definitely.
so long I don't remember, but I remember I liked it.
Oh, well, all right.
I just remember liking all of them and was just like so excited when a Batman movie came out.
All of them?
Yeah.
Even like with Batman Forever with Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
Batman
All of
and
them.
Robin?
They
Batman
were
and Robin?
So cool.
Oh man, I remember Batman and Robin making me angry.
No, but it's one of those, like, I bet if I rewatch them now, I might be like, okay, there you go, guys. There's a rewatchability thing. In terms of if you watched a movie so long ago that you don't really remember it.
Yeah, it's almost
I've
like
done
seeing it
that.
for the first time.
Yeah, or you watch it at a different point in your life. Like, you watched as a kid, so you didn't really understand certain things.
Yeah.
Or it's just even a different point in your life. Like, I saw a movie that, like, made me bawl my eyes out because I was going through a similar thing in my life. But I'm like, if I had watched this, like, 5 years before or 5 years after, it wouldn't make a difference at all. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Interesting.
And lastly,
Check in with yourself in
There you
terms
go.
of, like,
Exactly.
it's nice, like, little, like, where am I at now? How do I resonate with
Yep.
this?
lastly, but Batman Returns was Michael Keaton's #1 film. There, it came out in '92. The sequel to Batman, $45.6 million, and Danny DeVito's Penguin was such a didn't no, that was bad news bears.
Interesting.
on that
Look at those numbers for the Batman movies.
one. I know, quaint
Different
compared to now.
time,
Yes,
you know?
definitely
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, like what you're looking at is their totals are where you see opening weekend now for some of these films.
Exactly.
All right, so folks, before we do our box office bet, again, the films we'll be betting on are The Founder, Split, and XXX, The Return of Xander Cage. We are going to pick our top 5 for this upcoming box office weekend. So, of course, we've got everything that's been in the top 5 this week, including Will La La Land and Hidden Figures keep the top, or could The Founder, Split, or XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, could any of them take over the top spot? Now, Quinn, I know you love talking box office, but we're not going to let you go first this time.
Okay.
All right? We're going to make you hold tight for a second.
Dang.
Yep. All right. And Kari Lane, what do you think?
Sorry, I was looking at the chat talking about Ghost in the Shell. No, I am doing, okay, guys, with new movies coming up, I'm doing way too much research, I'll tell you that. Underworld, I've now watched 1, 2, and 3. I didn't even know there was a 3. I own it, but it was one of those like, oh yeah, what? So when you were talking about Michael is barely in it, it's actually, he's in number 2 a bit. He's
Yeah.
just out of a quarter of it. It's number 3 that he's not in it at all.
And until like the very end,
but the
where
way
he's
you
kind of
said that, I was watching 2 going, he's in this a lot. What are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, they have a 3rd one? So I watched that. I didn't like it as much, but it's fine. 1, 2, 3, and then Rise of the Lycans. I'm like, that's okay. It's prequel, so I'll watch that later. Resident Evil, I got all those ready. And Ghost in the Shell, I rewatched the movie. And then I have the 2nd movie, and I have the series. So I will be watching those, and I'll let you guys know how horribly or how well they do. Side note on that. I also read books before their shows and movies, too. I have a lot.
I read books.
Look at that, she's-
No. I'm doing The Magicians. I'm doing The Expanse. I'm thinking it
I'm
for
making
Emerald City.
fun of you, Kari.
I know, but
I
no.
read books good.
I've heard of books.
No. In terms of reading it for a show, and I'm like, dude, I'm doing a lot all at the same time. Anyway, sorry guys, random tangent. Number 1, I think Hidden Figures will hang on to that spot.
Okay.
I think the Founder will come into number 2.
Really? Now, just to point to play devil's advocate, Founders on 1,100 screens. You see like
Split. Sorry, just kidding. Hold on. Just kidding. Hidden Figures will hang on to that spot because I think word of mouth will keep it growing. 2 will be Split. 3 will be Founder. 4 will be La La Land, and 5 will be Rogue One.
No Xander Cage in there.
Wow. You're real brave. All right, Kari Lane, I love it.
Maybe,
No, that's all right.
Well, XXX, it's been a long time. Okay, now I am a XXX fan. I love the first one, but I didn't care, and I didn't even see the second one because I'm like, but it's not like the same people. And so number 3, I feel like it's been that one is a franchise where you're like, so when did you last come out?
Yeah.
When was that movie? And it does look cool, but I
just
Nope,
feel like
okay.
Vin Diesel
Guys,
is a
come
box
on.
office draw. Don't you guys think that people love them some
action,
Vin Diesel?
yeah, action.
And we got Nina Dobrev, and we got Ruby Rose. We got some pretty ladies in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Well,
I'm excited because it's Deepika Padukone, and I love her in Bollywood movies.
There you go. And you got to figure, like, this is coming out now after Vin Diesel's now riding the high of the Fast and Furious franchise. I mean, certainly Riddick and that franchise never really got that huge bump off of the Fast and Furious, but this is more if you're a Fast and Furious fan
I love
and you
all
want
the Riddick movies, though.
and you want just Vin doing like crazy over the top action like he does in Fast and Furious, then Triple X is going to be right in your wheelhouse for that.
I also feel like, you know,
Did I say the name?
I don't know.
Depica Padukone.
I guess Rogue One is kind of giving people their action taste, but I feel like, you know, we're kind of in this we're the Academy. We're not seeing a whole lot of big action movies besides Rogue One. I feel like, you know, it's not exactly the taste of the week, so maybe it's going to give a little bit of diversity in there. I don't know.
I'm gonna all right. I will go. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Triple X is gonna be number one. Then I'll stick with Hidden Figures.
Okay.
Triple
X is number one.
Yeah, Triple X number one. Then
What
Hidden
about
Figures.
Split?
Nah,
I think Split's
It's
gonna do
Shyamalan.
well.
People are
I
like,
think-
yeah, but I feel like M. Night Shyamalan. He's burned audiences too many times.
it is a bit. But they've been doing ads for that for a long
I know. I've seen a lot of promotion for
time.
this. A lot of promotion.
Yeah, but I think people are gonna be wanting to see more.
I feel I want it to be good, but I'm just so like I've been hurt too much by you, Shyamalan. I'm like, no.
I would think that
I'm like,
I could see this doing like holding steady in its second week after people have seen it and like there's a good word of mouth
then
about
people
it.
go, no, it's cool.
Yeah, and then I could see it
that's
doing
true.
better. But like
Yeah,
I feel like people are gonna be a
yeah.
little gun shy this opening weekend.
Do you guys think it's gonna be good? Like, that's my question.
I honestly, I don't.
I don't
think
want it
You
it's-
don't have any hope,
Split?
any faith? Yeah.
Only if it actually is a monster. If it's just him like being split personality, I don't care.
Little Jekyll and Dr. Jekyll and
Yeah, I want a literal monster.
Yeah.
It's one of those like too many movies like, oh, a monster calls like that one too. I'm like, but I want it to be a real monster, but I don't think it really is, and that just is like.
No, I mean, gosh, because I think like as much as they're trying to put better movies in January,
Yeah.
or at least more successful box office movies in January, it's still a dumping ground for a lot of stuff. So I still think the Split's gonna be, oof, yeah.
I don't
think
know.
it's
It
gonna.
might be good. I heard from I saw a video from the guy who's over at Your Movie Sucks on YouTube. He says he had a early screening of it, and he was actually a little upset that he couldn't rail it as hard as he normally does with M. Night Shyamalan
Oh,
movies.
interesting.
No.
Interesting.
He said
It
that
is
the
a
weakest part was probably the girls, which is expected. But McAvoy just murders it.
He's a good
and,
actor.
Yeah.
And he says the motivations made sense and it was honestly good.
Okay.
So,
interesting.
but
That's good.
I agree with you, Frank. I think it'll do better in its second weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neil.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
I do think a word of mouth will help that one out. Well, that was kind of like Ouija, the second one. It was definitely, it got better the second week because people were like, no, really, it was actually really good.
Yeah, it's
Sky
better than you think.
Patterson says that they heard in Split there is going to be a monster.
Okay.
Where'd you get your info from, Sky?
Yeah, cite your sources, Sky.
Yeah. You guys, I think I'm just having a hard time with this because there's just a lot of movies to choose from. We have 8 movies on
That
deck
is
here.
true.
It's a little tough.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Triple X. I'll go Hidden Figures. I'll do Split, La La Land, and gosh,
Number
Sing.
5.
Do I want Sing? It's such a toss between these bottom three are so close to
Yeah.
each other right now. I'm with the action's gonna go away from Rogue One. I'll still say Sing.
You're going to go sing?
Yeah.
Sky says January is still the dumping ground for movies. Okay, and then someone's pointing out, Serenity is saying that Split looks like a good psychological thriller, so don't need actual monsters. I'm like, yeah, but I'm just not interested in what the psychological thriller aspect of it looks like based on the trailer alone, so I need the monster. If it's just like,
Give me a monster.
he's crazy, I'm
Me
like,
your
well, I
monster.
don't care. I just don't. So I need, more to it.
Look at that. And Jimbo
All right,
Slice
Quinn.
giving a shout out to Neil there in the chat. Look at that. Neil, you got a lot of fans here.
No, what's up, Jimbo? How you doing?
All
Hey,
right,
guys,
Quinn.
Don't we also have the Live by Night and Silence coming out this week?
Live by Night came out last week. At least, perhaps unlimited. Maybe it's going wide
It
this
gets
week.
confusing with those Oscar movies because they go
Yeah,
limited and
they
then you
do
don't
like,
really
Is
know
it out? Who knows?
It is-
Go to your local theater and see if
Yeah.
it's there.
Just find out.
I know
yeah.
it's out here in L.A. And I
Yeah.
know it's
Yeah.
not doing really well. Oh.
Okay, so I'm really close to you actually, Frank. I'm gonna
nice.
go ahead and go Triple X at the top there. Hidden Figures, Split, La La Land, Rogue One.
Ooh, I can't fault you on that choice at all.
Okay.
All right. So, folks, of course, let's get into the moment here. Jimbo Slice saying hi to me, too. All right. Look, sorry, guys. Jimbo likes Neil and I better. We're going to do our box office bet right now. I don't know why
I
said that
totally
like that.
blacked out. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Quinn, you okay?
I'm good.
All right. So Albin, I'm counting on you to have done a running tally of the movies that have been voted on here in the chat. If you want to throw up a little final tally
Yeah,
for that.
let us remind you what the choices are.
Of course, it is XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, Split, and The Founder. So that is it. So we will see what the final result is, and then we'll do our hot box office bets there. Now, certainly,
It's a shame we're not getting any votes right now.
yeah, if it's XXX.
Nobody's voted for anything.
Oh my goodness.
You guys are all talking about Jennifer Lawrence, talking about that one movie that Carrie knew of, and you're not talking about.
So we have 6 votes for Gavin Stone, no votes on any other movies.
I thought you were avoiding it too. I'm like, wow, Frank, good job. She's on it, and no,
Frankie just totally
ruined it.
All right.
This movie is Persona non grata. and we have
yay,
never,
thanks,
yeah,
guys.
Founder, great.
right,
So
all right.
you nailed it. We're seeing The Founder.
There you go. All right, we are betting on The Founder. Oh boy, this is gonna. Well, it should be a fun movie to watch.
Again, 1,100 screens.
Yeah, 1100 screens starring
Ooh,
Michael
I did
Keaton.
say
A
it was
little
number
drama.
2, so.
Yeah, Carrie's shooting for the moon on this one. I love it. All right.
I don't even have it in my top.
Wait, what was Hidden Figures number for the?
20 mil was the Hidden Figures.
Okay.
The Founder, 1100 screens.
Founder. I'm gonna go.
Man, all right. We'll do our little box.
20?
Of course, folks, the way the box office bet works is that we're going to bet on the actual box office for the opening weekend of The Founder. The one that's the closest gets to brag, much like we saw Quinn doing at the beginning of the episode. The
Because I won. I just want to reiterate that I won last week.
The one
I
that's
won. Me, Quinn. Quinn did.
the one that's furthest away from the actual film. We'll have to go see it and tell us all about it.
Well, sorry, you guys don't like our choice.
So, I know.
They're never going to talk to us ever
7
again.
votes for Gavin Stone.
We
All
are
right.
making enemies by doing this.
I mean, we can. I mean,
Hey, no, we are not ignoring you. We're just not acknowledging.
Oh my God,
what you
Dean Bruce
said.
says hashtag box office boycott.
Uh-oh.
Aw.
Way to
do
ignore
you
your
think,
fans.
Good question. Jimbo, do you think Founder will help McDonald's sales like Supersize Me killed them?
I don't think so. I'm talking 1,100 screens here. I don't
Eat
think
first before watching The Founder? Ah.
I don't know.
Should we all bring McDonald's?
I can't even remember last time I had McDonald's. Sky Madison says The Founder opening weekend 25 million. Sky, get your brain examined.
Yes, you
Wow.
That is
you are
not
ignoring.
even a possibility, babe.
Hey,
Oh, man.
don't be like other
Chat-
lame
the chat-
people and do hashtag boycott, guys. Come
Yeah.
on now.
The chat
Come
has
on.
turned against us on this one, guys, and that's my own fault. I mentioned Gavin Stone.
I know.
I said these words. They're a
ruined
lightning
it.
rod.
It's all right. I already made my number for Founder, so.
All right, I mean, we can have a moment here. We can decide, or do we honor? I mean, we do honor with the chat room votes. That's what the whole thing is. We can't just choose.
Listen, it's opening in how many screens?
1,100, same as the Founder. So it's going to be a low number.
So we're gonna see that.
Actually, you know what?
All right, we will. You know
Fine.
what? We're going to do it. We're going to honor.
Fine.
Yes.
Fine.
Fine,
You
we'll do
happy?
Keep us on it. So
Gavin We're doing Gavin Stone. It's fine.
my apologies, sir. Gavin Stone will be opening in 1,000 screens, 100 less than the Founder. You wanted it, chat room.
We're
We
doing
are now
it.
doing it. We will be doing the resurrection of Gavin Stone with the 1,000.
At least he's kind of a babe.
No, that's right. All right, let's do our bet on what we think
Resurrection.
the resurrection of Gavin Stone's going to be doing this weekend. All
I was
right.
like, what is that one? Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Okay.
Oh wait.
This is gonna be by the slimmest of margins. I feel.
I honestly feel like
Oh, him.
I'm thinking of a very
No,
low,
I can't
low
look at
number,
him.
and it still doesn't feel low enough. I'm not sure.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go for this. I got mine.
Thanks everybody for all the cheers and support, the love. We've done it, everybody.
You know what though? It might do well of a very particular audience can be very enthusiastic. Just saying.
Yep. All right. Okay. Well,
Hey, look,
I
it's
guess
a Christian movie. We can say that. The
that's
Bible
true.
Belt's gonna go see
there you
this.
go.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We've all locked in our numbers, ladies and
Fine.
gentlemen. All right. Let's see what we've got here. All right.
Ward from S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes, I know, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
"Grr." Hard to watch that.
Okay. I've got. I went $1.2 million.
Okay, I said 3 million.
Oh shit! I said 4.5.
Oh, really? I don't know. That
I'm
seems
happy.
high.
I'm happy to be right smack dab here in the middle.
Dang it.
I'm telling you guys, I put 3 million, and that still felt like too much.
My first thought was 5, and then I had like a 4, and then like 2, and then I'm like, well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what if all of a sudden this movie makes like, like
Right?
$8 million?
That's
I don't know. Like,
maybe.
it could. It
I know.
totally could.
I know. Well, you know how we'll find it? We'll find out next
But
Sunday night.
again,
on Box Office
1,000
Breakdown.
screens is a very, very small amount of screens. Let's
Yes.
just remember that.
Okay,
Yeah. And
everybody.
it's also not,
yes, let's keep the resurrection of Gavin Stone a secret amongst all of us here. Let's not share this with our friends.
Okay, maybe I'll go down to what was yours? You had 3
I
something.
had 3.
3.
No, you're locked in. You can't change it now.
Can I go down to the 4 at least?
No, you're locked in. You're locked in, man.
We are cutthroat. We are cutthroat
Damn.
here. Oh my gosh. Dean says 7 million. Get your head examined.
Wow.
Hey there.
It has
guys.
Alvin says it has a $2 million budget. Oh, all right.
Because there's a whole production of Jesus Christ Superstar they're putting on, as shown by the trailer.
They rented a theater for a screening.
Well, look at that, folks. This is going to be an exciting weekend at the box office. I know we're all going to be watching those numbers with rapt attention. Yes.
Be like,
Chat room, thank you so much for keeping us honest there. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yes, you kept
We
us straight.
hate you, but we love you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You kept us honest, and we love you for it so much. That's going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. But, folks, as always, you can like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And thanks for everybody for hopping in the chat. Thanks for giving us a hard time. Thanks for keeping this show on track and honoring the spirit of the game that we created, Box Office Bet. So there we go. Sometimes we have to take our medicine. We might not like it, but it's going to be better for us in the long run.
Yes, ma'am.
But if you want to continue the conversation with us or give us, razz us about our reluctance for Gavin Stone on Twitter, Quinn, where can they find you on social media?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Quinn Scillian. You can find me on Instagram at Quinstagram. And you can add me on Snapchat at QuapChat.
and hey guys, my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE.
And you can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. Folks, that's going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. We'll see you next week with some sweet talking about the resurrection of Gavin
Sweet
Stone.
talk.
Bye, everybody.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.